Yeah, I said it. Rocket League is the hardest game. 100%. No, not in the sense that Halo 2 on Legendary with all the skulls is hard, because goddamn jackals. But there are many points to back this up, and I'll be going through them in this video, so please watch all the three. You might agree with them, you might not. If you don't, you're clearly not alpha, and you're a beta. You should stop watching. Just leave. Just go. Shoot. But anyway, let's go into the first point, shall we? The learning curve. As you can see, the learning curve is the first of these. Now, I think Rocket League has one of, if not the steepest learning curves in all of gaming. That's a really hefty statement from me. Yeah, I know. But I've got evidence. There's no RNG or luck in Rocket League. And the only RNG in Rocket League is after you're demoed or demolitioned, which side of the map you will spawn. And that's only a bit of luck, maybe. Maybe pinches when you start first to get the game. Maybe that can be considered luck, but later on in the game, once you reach a high level, most of those become on purpose, especially at the Grand Champ levels. Now, I've put over 1,000 hours into this game, and I'm still not very good at it. I'm only just hitting Champ, which is quite impressive, really. And yeah, I think this game has probably one of the steepest learning curves. But on to the next section. The rules of Rocket League are fairly simple. The rules and the physics, obviously. The rules are 2 teams, 2 goals, and it's who can score more in 5 minutes. It's easy to learn, unless you're like 7 months old. It should be fairly easy to wrap your head around that. It's like a game of football, just in a much shorter amount of time and much quicker. And with cars. But the physics are anything but that. Nowadays, not as much. But back in the day, and some still now, the physics were constantly changing, and still are. People are still finding new ways around things and finding new cool things to do and new ways to score, which is quite incredible. And without the physics, and these terribly difficult physics to get your head around, the game wouldn't be Rocket League. The physics are what make Rocket League, well, you know, like Rocket League. The physics are responsible for things like flying, power shots, ceiling shots, and stuff like dribbling too. Without them, you wouldn't have this. They all rely on the physics. For example, you cannot double jump if your second jump is more than 2 seconds later than your first. Now that's a pretty obvious thing in this game. However, people found a way around this by tricking your car into never actually jumping, allowing you to flip at any point, resulting in the very, very unpredictable and the very, very used flip resets and ceiling shots. With so many elements to this game and so many different mechanics, it is extremely time consuming and tough to get even consistent with the smallest of things, let alone the big things like, as I mentioned, the flip resets and the ceiling shots. And even pros are still improving, which impresses me, 5 years down the line from when this game was released. I know it's not much, but as evidence, I know people who have placed over 3,000 hours into this game and are only hitting champ level. I've placed over 1,200 hours into the game and I'm only hitting champ level. It is very time consuming to get any decentness out of this game. And I have friends I'm getting into the game now and they're completely clueless at what they gotta do. It's quite funny. Because you have to play the game so much to wrap your head around how to work your car and use it in the right ways. And I find that so, well, just fascinating. But that's enough of that. On to the last section. There is no other game like Rocket League. It's not like a football game, and it's not like a car game. It's a mix of both, and it's so original, and it's amazing really how such a basic concept can be so addictive. As a result, unlike an FPS where you can switch between games yet retain certain skills like aiming and shooting, there's no other game bar SARP, which, as we know, Chronovi came from SARP, the predecessor to Rocket League, and is now one of the greatest players to play the game, and very well known in the community. SARP is the only game you could take skills from and put it into Rocket League. Other than that, there's no other game. And that's quite, like, it just makes it even more rewarding when you do something right, especially in the beginning when the littlest things take the most concentration. I know I felt like that, and I know friends that feel like that now who I'm getting into the game. Because picking up this game originally is like learning how to walk. You have no knowledge of what to do or how to do it, and it just feels incredible when you do something right. And I think that is why it's so addictive, and again adds just to the learning curve of the game, which I brought up earlier, which is so steep. But that's enough of that section. Let's move on to the conclusion. In conclusion, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record at this point, but I think I've given enough evidence to say I think Rocket League is one of the hardest games, if not the hardest to master, pretty confidently. From the mechanics to the even more possibilities that could probably and will be discovered, I think this game will only get harder to master. And it takes so much time and skill already. And I truly believe that not even the pros are even close to mastering this game. Like people like Justin or Garrett G or Terrible Pulsar, who won RCS multiple times, and to list even higher than that, John Sandman. These people are not even close to mastering this game. And I think that really says something. But thank you for watching. If you've come this far, please like and subscribe. It would really help out with my motivation. I really do enjoy making this, and this was a bit of a longer video, I know. Maybe a bit of a crazy one. If you don't agree with me at all, again, beta male, get out of here. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.